In the picturesque town of Oak Hollow, a tiny advert in the local newspaper caught the eye of 6 high school friends. Experience Oak Hollow's most terrifying haunted house, if you dare. Warning, not for the faint-hearted. Intrigued and eager for an adrenaline rush, they decided to pay a visit. The friends included Jake, the de facto leader of the group, his girlfriend Lisa, the skeptic Ben, mischievous twins Hannah, and Olivia, who was considered the heart and soul of their friendship. The haunted house was situated on the outskirts of Oak Hollow, set atop a daunting hill that overlooked the quiet town. A once grand Victorian-style mansion, now in a state of disrepair, it was shrouded in decades of ominous stories. The owner of the house, an eccentric old man named Ernest, had lived there alone since the mysterious disappearance of his family. From the moment the friends set foot on the property, a strange sensation shivered down their spines. The wind hissed warnings through the bare branches of the surrounding trees, while the house itself seemed to groan in eerie welcome. Still, they dismissed their anxiety as part of the haunted ambiance Ernest had been advertising. Inside, Ernest, a tall man with cold, ice-blue eyes, greeted them. His smile seemed too wide, his laughter too loud. "Welcome to your worst nightmares, my brave youngsters," he said, his voice echoing ominously in the grand, shadowy hall. For the first hour, the scares were mostly gimmicks. Rattling chains, flickering lights, doors slamming on their own. Typical haunted house fare. It was terrifying but thrilling at the same time. But then, Ernest's game started changing. The scares became more personalized. Photographs from their personal lives started appearing in the most unlikely places. A picture of Lisa's late mother sat on a dusty vanity. Ben's childhood teddy bear hung from a noose in one of the bedrooms. Olivia's diary lay open on a spectral dining table. Their blood ran cold. "What is this, Ernest?" Jake yelled, his face drained of color. "Just part of the experience, young man. The scariest demons are often the ones from our past, aren't they?" Ernest replied, his voice a chilling sing-song, his laughter bouncing off the mansion's walls. Soon, the harmless scares turned into physical harm. Ben found himself locked in a room filling with water, and only by Jake's frantic efforts was he pulled out in time. Lisa was almost buried alive inside a wall, while Hannah were subjected to severe psychological torment, being forced to witness the other's death repeatedly. Each moment, each scare, each terrifying instance was punctuated by Ernest's hollow laughter echoing through the mansion. The teenagers, once thrill-seekers, now prayed for survival. The dreadful climax came when Ernest cornered Olivia in the decrepit library. Jake, Lisa, Ben, and the twins stumbled into the room, only to see their friend lying lifeless on the floor. Ernest standing over her with a bloody fire poker in his hand. His laughter echoed through the room, a terrible, mirthless sound that filled them with unimaginable terror. In a fit of rage and grief, Jake lunged at Ernest, but the old man was surprisingly quick. With a swift movement, he knocked Jake aside, then turned on Lisa and the twins, attacking them with an animalistic fury. The blood-curdling screams of his friends were drowned by Ernest's chilling laughter as one by one, he snuffed out their lives. In a matter of minutes, the once lively group of friends lay lifeless in the dusty library, the echo of their last cries hanging heavily in the air. After the brutal ordeal, Ernest, soaked in blood and still smiling his too wide smile, calmly walked over to an antique phone set in the corner of the room. Dialing 911, he relayed his horrific act to the operator with a calmness that chilled the bone. His laughter, once confined within the mansion, now carried over the phone line. "This is Ernest from the haunted house on the hill. I seem to have scared some kids to death. Quite literally," he said between fits of laughter. His voice was as cold and emotionless as the grave, his laughter a hollow echo of insanity. The operator, frozen in disbelief and horror, could only listen to the chilling confession in stunned silence. As the sirens wailed in the distance, Ernest walked through the mansion, stepping over the lifeless bodies of the teenagers. He observed his ghastly handiwork with a sense of twisted satisfaction. The once grand home was now a chilling tomb, filled with echoes of laughter and the stench of fear. Before the police arrived, Ernest disappeared into the secret passages of the mansion, his unsettling laughter lingering in the air. When the authorities stormed the house, they found only the cold, lifeless bodies of the teenagers and a phone off the hook. the dial tone a chilling eulogy for their untimely end. Despite the horror that unfolded, some say that on a quiet night, one can still hear Ernest's eerie laughter echoing from the house atop the hill, a chilling reminder of the nightmarish events that occurred within its walls. The haunted house, once a place for cheap thrills and adrenaline rushes, had claimed real victims and had turned into a symbol of genuine horror. The terrifying tale of the House of Hollow Laughs was one the town of Oak Hollow would remember for generations, a dreadful story spun from their darkest nightmares. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more true scary stories.